Aldrich Stoutwood,
I
the High Lord Priesthammer himself, Kaladon, looking down on you from his podium. You are surrounded by other Priesthammers whose ranks you do not believe you are any longer a part of. And it was an elf, correct?
an elf child, yes.
Aldrich Stoutwood, it is said that you have shown mercy to an elf. He spits. What say you in your defense?
I showed mercy to a child, be it an elf, dwarf, gnome, or human. I couldn't take another life, not another innocent one.
He sneers at you, breathing very heavily, his breaths so deep you can hear them echoing in the room, which is otherwise silent. You sort of look up and look at the aspects, the statues in the room here, the beautiful stonework carved into the walls. Most of them different images of the deity you've loved for your entire life. Lowly or Duin. I like that one, Jacob.
How do you spell that?
Lowlier Duin. After staring at you for a few more seconds, he sort of barks out with more fury. The elves which are responsible for the deaths of thousands of our own people. You would show mercy to them.
I would show mercy to a child. There's a time, Caladan, where I would have followed you to death. But for me, I'm afraid that time has passed. Do what you will with me. I will not suffer this course you've taken us upon.
The Lord turns his back on you. Do what you will in his shadow. And with a motion of his hand, the priest hammers around you, pick you up, shackle you in stone shackles, and drag you off to the dungeons.
And
And with a thud, you're thrown against the wall. There's a there's another dwarf in there, the same cell as you. There are bars. They are made of iron, sort of rotten to the stone. Otherwise, the walls are entirely smooth, except for the tallies that this dwarf has. Seems like he's up to well over 100 days at a quick glance. Well, hey there, fella. Oh shit!
hey,
No, I know you. You're sort of looks for the guard. Ain't you in with them priest hammers, huh? You used to be.
so it would seem. I have been stripped of rank and title.
That's a damn shame. How the hell did that happen?
It was a day like any other. We got up, went to raid another elf village somewhere, I don't remember. And I found a child asleep in one of the homes, despite the noise and the commotion. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Done it 100 times before, but that would be different that time, lad. Standing over that body, innocent and sleeping like.
Ah, but we're a child.
I, a child. I I walked right out of that building. Weren't long before they found it.
Sort of leans back against the stone wall, stroking his beard. Well, as far as I'm concerned, lad, he ain't a bad dwarf in my book.
I got me thinking, what kind of lives we lead in service of our God.
Yep, I got a hard time believing that big fella up there wants us to be killing kids and shit. Don't seem right. But the way the way the goddamn priest hammers talk, it's disheartening.
I
You know, I
been
never
a
even I never even met an elf, and I'm supposed to hate him. So he shrugs.
been a long time coming for me. I had my doubts. In my youth, I was as fanatical as any of them.
Aye, things are good. You want to see him stay good?
Then you start finding out that things aren't really as good as you thought.
Yep.
What about you, son? They clapped you in irons for what?
Yeah, well, started to skip out on the mandatory church services one of those days and decided to go get myself an apple and then go mess around with a lady dwarf. Oh, she squealed on me, lad.
I
Yep. So it's about 200 days or so sentence for fornication on account of skipping church. Good thing they didn't find out that I took the apple from just from a garden when no one was looking.
It's the most expensive apple you'll ever bite into, I guess.
Yep. Don't get many of them up here in these mountains.
Nay,
But
lad.
anyways, make yourself comfy, lad. You'll likely be here for a little bit. Maybe your whole life for all I know. Shit.
Whatever's left of it, which I don't reckon will be long.
Ain't so bad. Got stone walls. Got both me thumbs.
Aye.
My name's Morin, by the way.
My name's Aldrich.
And I don't know if we ever discussed how you get out of jail. Now that I think about it,
You're the
um,
DM.
uh,
Hey, Aldrich,
Aye.
you've been bailed.
I don't think. I don't think they have bail in this society.
that's hilarious. One moment.
Your time, lad.
Well, he figures that out. Just to clarify some of the notes real quick. So Eldritch has time and time again, he was a dwarf that would just go on these like raids and such like that. But then one day he came upon a child just
Sleeping elf
resting,
child.
and he something just clicked in his head where he decided I can't keep doing this. And after he left, people realized what he did after they went into the building and they killed her, or is she presumably still alive?
They presumably just killed her because like uh,
They had no reason.
like I
Yeah,
imagine like he walks out of the house and like
they see what he did.
everyone's around. They see him walk out looking kind of weird, and they walk in, and it's like a whole thing.
Mhm. Cool.
Like there was probably like a whole standoff when it happened. Like
And Morin, he he he's in jail because
he skipped church to
he
go
skipped.
fuck some poor lady.
Did he also mention that he ate an apple from like
He,
the the fucking like Garden of Eden?
not just like a regular. He took like an apple that was just like in
Yeah.
some dwarf's
Oh, I
garden.
thought you guys were talking like heavy biblical. Like this guy totally
Oh
just
no
stole
no no no
like
no!
a religious apple.
That's really
No,
funny. I didn't even think of it like that. Why did I say that? I was just ad libbing. He just like grabbed an apple on his way to go fuck this
I was like,
bitch.
oh my god, this guy, this guy went against every rule he could have done. Okay, cool. So I have the notes
Warren
there.
sort of coughs heavily, very sickly sounding cough, and he goes, "Look here, lad. I'm not I'm not very well. Likely don't got much time left to live, and well, you got pot armor, so
that lass you were with got something, gave it to you.
maybe lad, or maybe it's just old Lolly himself cursing us, cursing me." He retches,
Ugh,
and well, what I'm getting at, look, I've been here a long time. They only got one guard down here at night. I know you know the way out of here probably like the back of your hand. I can take the fall for you, lad. Probably won't have more than 3 days anyways, then you'll be stuck in here with some arsehole.
I could never ask you to do something like that.
Look, lad, it's gonna happen. Or else I'm just gonna sit here and die and they're gonna fucking throw me in the shitter or something. The last thing I did, lad, was eat an apple and fuck a bitch. And I need to do something good. Redeem myself in the eyes of Lolia or something.
I'm not worthy for it.
Look, lad,
You're,
you're the you're one of the first of these fucking priest hammers to think about what you're doing. Think about what the right thing is. You're a good dwarf, damned you. I saw you in your fancy armor with your fancy hammer and shite, and now you're here. Just wait till tonight, laddie. I got you.
I don't know what to say.
He sort of leans back with his eyes closed. You see a sweat starting to form on his forehead.
I will pray for your soul, Morn.
Aye. And
Lolier
pick
Duin, who art in heaven.
from there. We can fast forward. Say that he causes a commotion, distracting the guard for you to slip out, and you're successful. The guard duty is very scarce this time of night, and you know the way expertly. You know the ways that people tend to avoid, and you are out of the castle itself very quickly. down the mountains. Snow is falling from the air lightly, sort of wisting around. You take the shortest descent down the mountain you can think of. It sort of winds down towards the south, where you can oversee the forest of spring, where the elves, forest elves at least, tend to dwell. And further down the mountains, the cold night air on your face, snow getting caught in your beard. Eventually, you begin to become down to near sea level, where the grasslands extend far into the woods on all sides. You know that Dragon's Wake is likely the most accepting place for someone like you. Not particularly close, but simple enough. It's to the south. And you've never been there, but you've studied the plans for invading it dozens of times with your comrades.
Hmm,
And now you are officially an apostate.
a new start.
Alright, end scene?
Scene.
Alright, is there
Alright, recording?
anything extra you want to
Yeah,
say? Or?
anything else you think we should know about Aldrich Statwood, Justin?
Um,
Other
did we
survivors?
talked about like them severing his connection with the god and sort of starting over from scratch as far as
Right. So the idea is that
Yeah, I
Aldrich
got
was a
that.
cleric of a higher level, not really specified. Um, and then now, given that the connection with the god was shattered, he is no longer has access to his cleric abilities, but he still feels a kindling of faith after conversing with the dwarf, who insists that he still believes and insists that he simply has a different direction, and that perhaps the wills of the gods are not uh, concrete things. Perhaps they can be altered by the will of their followers. So that is Aldrich's backstory for being a war priest, and the the idea is that he may make progress in his faith still from this point and reforming it of sorts, taking a different approach to what it means to worship a god, which is cool because D&D usually will stray away from that possibility.
That's sweet. Alright, I'm gonna end the recording.